everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today we're doing another VOD review. This is for BurgerQueen. This is BurgerQueen's second VOD, I believe. We've done one already for them, basically. They are a platform, and I'm just going to read out the little, kind of note that they've put for me, basically, for the VOD. So I was just going to play Moira, but in this game, but my duo, Fox Girl, really wanted me to play Mercy, so I did end up abandoning her a few times on accident, which caused her to die. I've also tried practicing doing cancelled GAs more often instead of doing the slingshots all the time, but sometimes I forget. So, first of all, really great that you're using those GA cancels more than the slingshots. In case people are unaware why I'm saying this, it's because the GA cancels obviously only have like a 1.5 second cooldown on your Guardian Angel, compared to if you add like a slingshot or like a crouch Guardian Angel, something basically like that to it, it really lengthens the cooldown basically. So practicing, if you can, trying to do cancel Guardian Angels is so much better for you, basically. But we're going to have a look to see how you end up kind of playing with Fox Girl. Obviously, you did say you kind of like end up abandoning her, like them a few times. So we're going to look into that, basically. Once again, you guys can get your own VOD reviews, sorry. Leave a 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. We also have Fortune on, basically. I've not actually had a Fortune VOD yet, I don't think, from the top of my head. Which is honestly surprising since I really love this skin, honestly. It looks horrendous with the golden gun. I'm really sorry because you can't see all like the lovely details on it and stuff like that. But it's so cute. And we have the cute little like angry Pachimari as well, which I think is really great. So anyway, so we're going to get into it right now, and we're just going to kind of basically seeing how we end up doing. We have a really good Mercy comp here because Bap can just, help keep up the BurgerQueen. BurgerQueen is also really strong to damage boost. Bap's also really good to damage boost. Joke is really good for like spamming like corridors and stuff like that. But obviously the majority of the time you're wanting to stay with your Echo. So already I'll be like wanting to play with her a little bit. Can't know anything about that. She ends up getting rolled. Love that. Already, I can already say that this res is really great, okay? So already, obviously, we're going in and out. Obviously, she ends up getting picked off and stuff like that. You end up, obviously, in beam range for the entire thing. This is not your fault that, obviously, like, that the Echo ends up kind of falling and stuff like that. Absolutely not your fault. But using the lamp to res is really great. And I love how you look for that way out as you're doing so as well. Lovely res by you already. Let's keep going. I'd be looking here instead of like just being with your Echo, like it's all good, like, obviously what's it called? It's alright for you, to like be trying to get up to your Echo and stuff like that, but you can see this BurgerQueen's like low HP and stuff like that. So I think definitely try to put your beam on her to begin with, just to, make sure that she ends up staying up, because once you lose your tank, it can be really hard for your team to like progress forward in and like, what's it called? Like be really aggressive basically. So just make sure that you put your beam on her just to make sure that, you're getting her a little bit healthier before you go and like help your Echo a little bit more. But nice damage boost, really great. Nice heals on Bap, really good peel. Lovely. Lovely cancel GA. Love how we're getting into the used to doing them. Really nice. Lovely cancel GA again and using the bunny hops. Whack him. Whenever you see a Genji deflected and it's like, obviously your Echo can't really do anything like this, whack him with your staff because it'll apply that extra pressure and also still apply like, melee damage to him and stuff like that, because you can still melee him. So just like whack him with your staff, be like, bam, just like pressure him out a little bit more while you can't really do anything with your Echo. So Bap ends up falling while you're making this commitment. This is fine, you're leaving her, to go with what's it called, with your BurgerQueen. I don't like this rotation though. Okay, let me quickly back out because I want to kind of like look at it a tad bit more, okay? I was because if you pull out the bobby plaster at the time. Try not to, because if he ends up turning around to you, he can just deflect your bullets. It would be better because you're probably not going to get the kill on him, I'm going to be honest. But you can definitely still help pressure him and stuff for after his deflects ended for your Echo to shoot him by just doing the melees on him and stuff like that. Because obviously getting out the Glock on him, it runs that risk of him turning around with the deflect to shoot you. So definitely just stick with like the staff melee if you can, alright? So like obviously, all this, obviously nice damage boost. Bap falls, which is like completely fine. Okay, it's this kind of like really slow rotation that we have here. I think, I don't like, I know that you want to get to your BurgerQueen and stuff like that, but I feel as though we could have done it a tad bit quicker by doing like a slanted one or something like that, rather than just going straight up. I like, obviously, how you end up GAing to go and get her and everything. But it's this GA out here, right? You can GA yourself to go and get to your BurgerQueen, but then just cancel it here. because once again, you fling yourself out here is going to obviously put you in risk of the AlphaAli and stuff like that. So you canceling like keeps you out of that LOS to keep yourself like safe down here, and also means that you can still stay with your Jungle Queen. At this point, I don't know whether you're gonna be able to get your res off on no, your BAP. Oh, your BAP's already respawned at Moira. Okay, I was like walking, and then it's this GA again, right? Where you just kind of like GA yourself like onto the point because you end up panicking. Try to think to yourself, okay, the AlphaAli's shooting me. How can I get the best way out of LOS from her? And this would be to GA yourself behind this point of the point, like GA yourself here, because also like say this Mercy wants to get her, you know, her Bobby Blaster out at you, you're also out of that GA range rather than like GAing like straight into her. So I think I like the rotation, do not get me wrong, but we could have made it better by rotating here just to allow yourself to play that bit more cover. So try to think to yourself wherever she's going to shoot you from. Nice damage boost, really, really nice. You also do have comms with your Echo, so I think definitely you can. It's whenever you have like comms with a Pharah, like an Echo, or like someone that is, you know, has a lot of movement options and is your main bleeding target, it's always really great to have them so you can communicate with them, like when you're going to leave and stuff like that. Really, really nice. I don't like this GA out. You can literally just stand on point here still, because you GAing out is going to put you at risk to obviously these guys that you know are here because that's where your team is shooting at. But it also puts you at risk if like someone started flanking around here. You are safe on here, so if you are safe, stay in that space. That's my little motto that I have after I've done quite, I think it was a Froggy VOD or something. I remember saying it, it stuck with me like forever basically. But if you're safe, do not leave that space, okay? Your Echo's still going to be in beam range of you. You can literally just stand on here and just play safe on this point, like back here basically. Alright. Love how you're using that cover as well, obviously, you know, just in case of the Ash and everything. Really nice pick off from your Echo. Just obviously you see this Junkrat come over here, so just try to kind of like flick your camera between the two on the just in case he takes some damage and stuff like that. But other than that, really, really great from you so far. Same thing with the GA. If we're safe, do not leave that space. We see the Echo now, so now we might need to move. Really, really nice. Ooh, okay. My only thing is I feel as though we get a little bit, what's it called? I feel as though we get a little bit tunnel visioned on trying to get her, okay? Let's back it out. So, I like your positioning, obviously, like here. This is really, really great. Obviously, if we're safe, stay in that space, guys, okay? We end up leaving the space, which I don't like, but it's fine. Obviously, so now we're correct our positioning. Valk. Valk here. Let me explain. You Valking means you can allow yourself to get some better positioning back here. It also means if the AlphaAli lands on people, then you could help and support people main and be here. It also means obviously that your Echo goes to dive the Ash and stuff like that. It then gives you the option to go and help her if she needs the help with the dive. Because at this very moment in time, especially because obviously like, oh no, you're not running AlphaAli. I had it in my head that you had the AlphaAli, but don't, you have the Moira. But still, it's still best if like you stay, what's it called, you stay main trying to help people and then kind of like flicking yourself over here for your Echo if she ends up kind of like going around here. But Valken here gives you so much better kind of opportunities to help your team. Because what ends up happening, I'm going to play it like in a 3D mode like I pop Valk here. You see how everyone just abandons your Jungle Queen? Like, it would be lovely if like your Moira stayed with her. But if you were in Valk, I don't know whether this would have been able like to keep her up any longer and stuff like that. But it definitely would have been a lot better than you just like being really fully committed on this one Ashe, okay? So I think Valk here, and then it gives you those two options. But I'm going to see what I end up doing now. Obviously, we want to kind of like rotate away. And we end up getting picked off because we end up kind of doing this like GA and then we get a little bit stuck. Just once again, if we know where they're going to be shooting from, just bring yourself right the way back like over here. And then if he comes to dive you, you have that movement option of your Echo. So then kind of like fling yourself like over to here, like behind like some extra cover and stuff like that. Alright, but I just feel as though we did end up using our movement to our advantage there. But I think we should have popped Valk, I think, there. Your Echo is duped the... Your Echo is duped the Mercy. That's really made me giggle. But we'll keep going. So following back with Jungle Queen, which looks like really safe for you, which is completely fine, really nice. You could pop Valk here as well if you wanted to. Pop Valk here. I like how we do end up popping it. Oh, okay, right. I like how we end up popping it, But I feel as though it's what's it called? It's a little bit too late. Oh, she was trying to res you? Wait, that's actually kind of cute though. Like, would my Echo Pockets ever do that? I don't think so. That's really cute though. It's just so, like, it's unfortunate that what's it called? It's like right at the end of the timings, right? Let me just quickly rewind back because we should have popped back a little bit sooner here. But that's so cute though, like trying to res you. That's honestly, that's adorable. Right, okay. So I like this, obviously you try to pop in. I'd pop Valk here, right? Because what's gonna, so with Overwatch is kind of like a tempo kind of like game. Overwatch is like a big mix of things, but a lot of it's a tempo game, right? Mercy popping this Valk because she's trying to like keep up the tempo for her team and allow her team to, you know, to be aggressive and keep up that tempo, right? This is going to mean that your team is going to have like a really hard time with trying to defend this and trying to recapture the objective. But if you pop Valk, it then gives both teams an even playing field, right? So I would pop Valk here. Really nice, obviously, you know, you're staying like with your Junkrat here and stuff like that. This is fine, obviously, to get away from him, right? When you hear BurgerQueen using her ult, make sure you keep the damage boost on her because you end up flicking it off to go onto the Moira, right? BurgerQueen's ult is absolutely insane if you try and damage boost it. So be sure that you're on there to damage boost because I feel as though you end up missing it ever so slightly. So just make sure you keep it on for the entire thing. Obviously, that's unfortunate. Nice res. Just our Moira ends up falling while we do this res though, okay? So just make sure that we are looking at our team before we go for this res, okay? Ensure that, you know, like everyone's okay. Ensure that people are kept up. Everyone's going to be safe. And then try and either like ping it or like say if you're in BC, say to your team like, hey, I want to go res, okay? Just so people like your Moira don't end up dying while you end up going for it. Nice damage boost obviously onto your Junkrat as well. That's to help you Echo. Love your positioning. Same thing again. If we're safe, stay in that space. You are not being pressured off this high ground right now by anybody. You can just vibe up here, and then if there's a Lara obviously decides to pressure you, you can actually, with these kind of like lattice bits and stuff like that, you can, or in fact, just any kind of like wall, right? You can keep your beam onto someone, and then just like, as your GA is like running out, you can just do like a wall jump to get yourself back up onto this high ground if needed. But you're safe right now, so you do not need to move from this high ground. This is fine. Obviously, you're like stall it out and everything. Nice damage boost. Just damage boost that Junkrat and then heal after there. Nice, you do end up capping it. My only thing is, as you see this Reaper kind of like coming in, I'd be looking to back myself off as far as I can, like over to here, basically, just so that like if he does end up kind of like recontesting and stuff, that he doesn't end up like, you know, splashing damage onto you and stuff. Just so you're like prepared, basically. You just want to kind of like back off as quick as you can, basically. But that really, really great. I'd res, yes. It's so weird, right? Because whenever like, you know, with like payload maps and with like push maps and a few others, right? Unless if like you're really deep into like the enemy team, you never ever really want to like res someone. Like say you've just capped first point on King's Row, right? It's always like a ruler where it's like don't res them, right? In this scenario, however, especially because you don't know kind of like where the next flashpoint is, and flashpoint is very dependent on like your team rotating together and stuff like that. You need to res, which I'm really glad is like why you decided to res here is really, really great, because otherwise you're forcing your Junkrat to like respawn at a completely random other part of the map. Anyways, now comes to the really fun part where I don't know where the next attacking point is. I'm gonna say it's where you're going, but you need to still stay with your team here, basically. So, let's quickly go back. So, obviously we talked about being away from the Reaper. Obviously we're going to go and res in a second. I would just go for that res like straight away. Right. So, I'm guessing the flashpoints is one that's like over here, basically. At set points, it goes on depending on who caps it. If you cap your spawn, does it change the first one, I believe? Wait, does it not either? Because I just thought like after the first one, it was like completely random which one it like give the next one. I don't know the whole like logistics about it though, like at this very moment in time. Not random. Dude, I thought it was. I got lied to. Well, don't know off the top of my head which one. No, it's right either. Don't worry. Thank you for letting me know that though. Because I like, from like basically as soon as it came out to like now, I've just been thinking it's like totally random. But it is, sorry, we'll quickly obviously get back into the VOD after a little like discussion there basically. Obviously, it's still good to keep your jungler out because obviously, you know, what's called, you just want to keep it, right? So we want to get to the next point as soon as possible, which is fine, but you need to make sure that your team is doing the same thing, okay? Because okay, so which I'm guessing is what you're gonna do is you're gonna like wandering off, you're like, oh yeah, just gonna, you know, go to the next like place basically, you know, dum like all the way over here, right? If you end up getting there, I'm gonna guess it's like this point, the one that's like here. I'm gonna guess it's this point that you guys are going to, right? Because unfortunately I cannot see, which is annoying. Let's say you're going over to here, right? You, especially as a Mercy, you're going to be so vulnerable to anyone that also didn't follow with their team and stuff like that. Just being here like by yourself, basically. It is better for you if you stay with your team and play with them and help basically either them win the team fight or be like pinging like, come on guys, like we need to back off and stuff like that. But you have to just commit. This isn't you. we just have to like really commit with our team and like just stay with them and, you know, be advising your team, be like, hey, come on, like we need to back off and all this kind of stuff, you know. But like at the end of the day, if they're not wanting to back off, they're wanting like to finish people off, then you have to, you know, commit with them basically. So I would still be with them because right now is when they don't have enough support because the Moira's gone. Obviously, like how your Echoes listen now, which is really, really great. It would be better if the rest of your team kind of like listened and stuff like that. But I would definitely try and stick out with them just so you don't end up by yourself onto this point. Obviously now people have like understood and stuff like that, which is nice. Nice heals onto Echo. Ooh, okay. Oh, do that 1 second later. Do that 1 second later, BurgerQueen. Because that would have been such a great drag round and res. I know exactly what you were looking to do. You were looking to get this res and then like drag it around this wall, right? Do it a second later though, right? Because you don't have that res online. Look to see when your res is going to be online. Maybe like help try and pressure out these guys beforehand. Like maybe, you know, help pressure out that soldier and stuff like that. So you can get the res off even cleaner. I really respect what you want to do. Just make sure it's that second later. But it's obviously playing off space, which is completely fine. Now you can res. Nice. Really, really nice. And obviously now we're going back to our Echo. Really nice. What you can do is you can ping that AlphaAli, by the way, just to kind of like let your Echo know. Okay. This is not your fault if your Echo goes in deep here. Okay, because she's very much, not so much abandoned you, but it's like, she doesn't know that where the rest of the team is. And obviously the AlphaAli is kind of like really pushed up for, you know, them as well, right? So try and communicate to her, be like, hey, the AlphaAli's like still on the right kind of thing, right? And if she goes in like really aggressive as she did, you just do exactly as you did. Stay main, stay with these guys, play around here, and just find someone else to damage boost for that time being. And then look for where your Echo could like you know, back herself off from and reunite there. Remember, like, I don't like the term pocketing purely because it kind of like really incentivizes people to be like, I need to just stay with this one singular person. That's it. Echo is like the only person I can heal. She's the one person I have to stay with, which is completely not correct. Unless if you're playing like pro level, like Mercy, in which case you very much play Mercy just to enable one singular person, right? When you want to play like ranks and stuff like that, people are not going to be that coordinated. You're just going to play Mercy to damage boost as much as you can, okay? So Echo is your main blue beam target. This means that you can still have other blue beam targets, you can still damage boost other people, but she is your main one and we should really still, obviously, you know, be looking out for her and stuff, but it means that we don't need to be with her 24/7, okay? I want you to kind of like, get that kind of like mindset into your head that, you know, you don't need to be with her 24/7. This is perfect, you trying to like meet back up with her. Anyone gets grabbed? Really good combo. You can't really do anything against that combo. You can't res. I would just stay back here, right? Because once again, you flying in here is just going to get you killed, right? This set of ultimates, the AlphaAli ult with the Grav, it just annihilates people. You're like, bam, gone, see you later, right? You've got probably two of the strongest ultimates in the game being comboed together, okay? You physically cannot do anything. Ellie tries to get the res out because she asked me if I could res. Really stupid of me. BurgerQueen, pull your own instincts first, right? If you know to yourself, I can't res that, don't do it. Bam, it's like, oh, I can't do that. Or you just say to me, like, I can't do it, right? Don't feel really pressured by like whoever you're duoed with and stuff like that to do stuff that they say, because it's better that you have your own instincts and you know whether this res is going to be safe. You know in this head, you know in your head when you're going into this res isn't safe. So don't go for it. Don't listen to him. Be like, I'm going to stay point. It's better for you guys if you just now stall out this point to try and get as much like percentage on it as you can. So play with your Jungle Queen, play with your Junkrat, you know, be like spamming people out with the Junkrat. Obviously play with your Jungle Queen, play on this point. Because then it gives you not so much some chance of winning it, because I feel as though the enemy team is going to win this, like, you know, win this team fight, but it still gives you that opportunity to stall out the point, get more point progress and stuff like that, especially with how quick the rounds go and stuff like that. It's better if you can get, you know, if you stall it out, because it's not like Control where it's like, oh, you can get an extra like 10%. This, you can get an extra like 20-30% by just, you know, staying and stalling it out, okay? So it's better for you if you stay on the point, stall it out with these guys, and then see how it goes after that, okay? But definitely put your own instincts first before you try and go and do stuff like that, okay? But we'll keep going. See what ends up happening, because obviously, you know, Jungle Queen ends up falling and Junkrat, which is completely fine. Just a nice reset. And we'll go back into it in a second. You hear that Reaper? I'm hoping you can hear that Reaper. It's annoying because I can like see the Reaper, but like you guys, like, obviously when you're in the match you can't see the Reaper, but you can hear him because it's like a very loud character. I love that. I love it whenever they manage like to, you know, catch where Reapers are. Now, whenever Reapers are hid like this, by the way, you should be thinking, okay, he's gonna have Blossom. So be sure to just keep that in the back of your mind, because normally like Reapers like to hide in like certain places before they go and use their Blossom. So I think definitely try and keep that in their head, like, hey, he might have Blossom. But keep going. Nice cancel, Jay, you know, to come back to your Echo. Really, really nice. I don't mind this GA. Like, I feel as though this GA up is nice, especially because you want to use cover, but you do it up here rather than just, like, in LOS of everyone, because obviously it makes you very easy to hit for the soldier. I like it, obviously, you know, trying to, you know, to get some, like, nice high up position and stuff like that, especially because you're getting close to the point. But do it up here, just so you're using that cover a little bit more, alright? Nice damage boost onto the Duke. See what I mean with that Reaper ult? Like, we know he's got that Reaper ult because we saw him hide and stuff like that. Try to keep it in your head that he's going to have that Reaper ult, okay? Don't know if your team end up winning this. Nice Blossom from your Echo. Yeah, you actually end up winning this, I feel like. Which is really huge from your team. Hopefully. If you do end up winning it. It's a 1v1. Who's going to win it? Yeah, Shireka won it. You end up winning that. Really nice. But yeah, I think, because you know what's called, you know that Reaper's gonna have Blossom because obviously you saw him hiding and stuff like that, right? So I think definitely try just to play at distance and stuff like that. I used to be that Reaper should have reached me. Reaper goes quite far, I'm gonna be honest. Like, and like obviously like the further you are away, obviously the less like damage it does and stuff like that. But it can go like really far out. So like you have to like really play your distance with like Reapers and stuff. It's annoying, but yes, especially with this damage boost as well, it does a lot more. Nice heals onto Kiri. So Koala will be Junkrat because you're playing point, which is completely fine. Nice. So Jungle Queen uses ult. I don't like this Valk. Okay. Let me explain to you. Okay. So if you use this Valk to maybe like try and help aggress with your team, I would have maybe said okay. Right? But this rezzing your Junkrat right now is not a necessity to win this team fight. Okay? Right now, you guys are, you know, holding off this like point really, really nicely. It's getting really close to obviously, you know, you guys capping it and stuff like that. So you do not need to actually pop your Valk at all here. You can literally just play, kind of like play it off to here, obviously play on these stairs and stuff, like come up with your Echo and stuff like that. Allow you guys to, you know, still keep forcing these guys off the point. If someone started contesting it, then I would think, okay, like a possibility and go and res your Junkrat. But right now it's not going to be like game changing or like needed for you to get this res off with your Valk and stuff like that. I feel as though we can hold off on it, like with using it. Just play, like, you know, to help all these guys and stuff like that. And then you guys should just cap this point as it, you know, as it is, because of how backed off everyone is. Alright? We're gonna see what we end up doing here. Definitely help, you know, clear people up and stuff with the damage boost. Very nice. And now, I don't know where that... Oh, you just pinged it. Thank you so much. It's so annoying in the replay viewer, which bear in mind, if anyone's watching this and like works for Blizzard, please can you add it in with the replay view which the next point is? Because it's really annoying whenever I'm trying to like look at a board and I don't know where the next one's gonna be. But anyways, really nice, obviously, you know, like playing. Add GA up to your echo here. Lovely cancel GA, obviously, you know, to like avoid using slingshots. Okay. You do not need to, what's it called? You do not need to be out in this room. Like, you do not need to peek these guys because it obviously put you in extra damage and stuff like that. You can just play back here and you can kind of get a gist of how, like, it's going with your Echo's HP. So I think definitely just play back here and play with your Echo back here because then it also gives you the options to your Echo ends up getting run over. Then you can go back to the point if you need to, basically. Sorry, I just read a really funny comment in the chat. See what I mean? Where it's like, you know, she ends up getting picked off. Really nice how you know, you do end up backing off and stuff like that. I don't like this rotation, okay? You are in no rush to move here. You can actually, oh, but no, you can't back this way. But you can just sit here, right? Do it because you can essentially, because obviously you've gone away from this Echo, which is completely fine. You've backed off to here, and you're trying to help your BurgerQueen, right? Essentially, your Kiri can now help your BurgerQueen where she is and stuff like that. So essentially, you can just sit up on here because nobody's going to be able to attack you until you can rotate. And even then, I would be looking to do maybe a cancel or like maybe just like hopping down here or something like that. The reason why I do not like your rotation here is obviously this is a chokehold, but also specifically you have this Bastion. Imagine if this Bastion was being damage boosted by the Mercy right now. That is going to absolutely annihilate you if you're trying to do this rotation without a proper GA. Take your time. Make yourself either move down here and then rotate, or like do it as like a big, like one big rotation. Because the Kiri is there to help, so there is no like rush for you to be there. Junkrat's are getting picked off. Oh, that's so annoying. You end up getting body blocked by the Rhine. Yeah, just unfortunately end up getting body blocked by the Rhine, basically. Panicking a little bit. Calm yourself. It's absolutely fine. If you lose your Echo, okay, it's fine. Who can I next go to and do it safely? Take your time with your movement, especially with like the 2.5 seconds. It really gives you a really good opportunity to be, you know, like really think about your movement and be really thoughtful with your movement. So I think definitely just kind of like slow it down a bit and don't panic too much with it. I don't think you need this res. When did she die? Hold on, I didn't really think to myself when she died. If this was like,
I must return to my post.
You don't need to res this. Your spawn is like right here, right? And you resing your Echo, especially because she has movement, like she has a glide and stuff like that. This is just a waste of a res for you. I'd rather you have your res for when everyone starts to commit in. Because what's going to happen is obviously your Echo will pretty much be respawning now. She has a glide and sure she will be like a tiny little bit slower to get back to the point. But it would be better for you to have your res for the next team fight rather than be on like 10 seconds left as you're getting inside this like, you know, into the team fight basically. But it's obviously nice damage boost onto people. So you see where your Echo and BurgerQueen are rotating, which is really nice. You see how we could have our res now? But we've ended up wasting it on our, what's it called, on our Echo. We could have used our res now to like, you know, say to the team like, hey, hold off on the push. We'll just hold back for a sec. We can do this res and then we can all go in as a team together. Okay? But we'll keep going, see what you end up doing yourself. Nice. Play back. Really nice how you play back there. Really nice positioning. Lovely. Lovely. Let me rewind it. Beautifully played. This is your best play so far. This was really well played by you. Really good knowledge. Everything. Really, really great, right? I want to just play it because obviously I ended up pausing it, right? So you go back to go and help Biggie, which is fine. I love you playing really far back here because of the ultimate. My only thing is I would play a tiny bit further back, just be a bit more scared just in case it accidentally hits you. But really nice how far you're playing back. Really nice. And then you play back because obviously you can't J through this because of the ultimate. Really nice. My only thing is, once again, I would maybe not back off because it feels like you've done it in the wrong order. Like the first one you don't back off enough, but the second one you back off too much, okay? Rotate that around. Back off more for the Alarial and then back off a tiny bit less for the Bastional because then you can be like ready and like be straight into like GAing. But really lovely played by you there. Unlucky obviously on the thing. Whenever Junkrat's using his ult, you can't really do anything with him, so just leave him to it and go and damage boost your BurgerQueen right now. Really nice heals. Keep your heals on her. Keep your heals on her. Very, very nice. That is so unfortunate, but really, really well played by you, that game. My only thing is I feel as though we could have got a tiny bit more damage boost into the BurgerQueen, but really well played by you. This is really unfortunate that Kiri just uses her ultimate for some reason, which is really unfortunate because she shouldn't have used ult because that was a really lost fight, but it's fine. I think at this point you can kind of like try to work out what the next fight is, which is completely fine. You're with your Echo, which is really nice, you know, to be able like to rotate with and stuff like that. Really, really nice. I think you're playing a little bit too close with her now, though. Whenever I like, what's called? I didn't even notice the Kiri ult. I love it. Anyways, when you're kind of like rotating to the next point, try to play one piece of cover behind your Echo. So like say she rotates here to here, like across this chokehold, you wait a second before you like a max range before you go to this rotation, just so you don't end up kind of like bunched up like this with her, just so you like you keep in your space and everything. And you really nice heals. Try and play with her a little bit more, like she just wants to push in, so you need to push in with her. You need to commit in with her here. This is feels like this is a bit of an abandonment from you, okay? Your team is completely fine rotating here. The Kiri is here to help any of these guys. She also will have Ozuzu and stuff back online. Oh sorry, I rewound it. You essentially need to commit in with your Echo, who ends up being taken out because we've abandoned her here. We needed to commit with her. That's fine. Wait for your team to kind of like push in a little bit more. I know you're looking for that res. Very lovely played, okay? I will say I like how you go for this res as soon as you did rather than damage using the BurgerQueen ult, because I feel as though it's better for you if you do go and res the Echo. This is beautifully played by you, waiting for the BurgerQueen to make space before you can go and do it. Really nice. I would pop Valk now, which I'm hoping you'll do. Beautiful. Just once again, when you're using your ultimate, just try and use that cover a tiny bit more. Like, I love how you use, obviously, you know, to come and to your BurgerQueen and stuff like that. But maybe, like, pause it, like, here-ish or something like that. So you're not just going straight onto the point where, you know, the soldier, like, everyone can, like, attack you from and stuff like that. Maybe pause it so you can, like, just play from here and then damage boost from here. But lovely peel. Lovely damage boost here. Lovely positioning right now, playing, obviously, up and away where can't see you. We get a little bit lost here though, and I feel as though this is a lack of communication on like your kind of like team's behalf, okay? When your battle's coming to an end, try to look for like a main blue beam target, which is obviously going to be your Echo and stuff like that. Your Kiri is here to help your BurgerQueen and stuff like that, right? So you can essentially just, you can essentially just back off to your Echo here, and then just play on these stairs and pressure out from these stairs. I like how you tried to rectify it though by like obviously, you know, crouching, like playing your cover and everything. But you can leave your Kiri to help with your BurgerQueen there. But other than that, like your Valk was really great. Like I really enjoyed your decision making there. Really, really good. Obviously, so her team ends up kind of like falling, which is completely fine. Going back in. Let your GA fully play out before you cancel it. Or even just like let the whole GA like play out if you need to. Really nice. Obviously now going to go and push with Echo. I think we're just waiting. Love how you drop the beam and crouch. Really, really good. In case people don't know, by the way, obviously crouching helps reduce footstep noise, and also the beam does make a slight noise. So by dropping the beam, it means that A, it's not a bright beam that obviously people can see really easily, but also it stops the noise from being, being used. But really, really nice. Just wait until, because if you are queued with this Echo, wait for them to give you a cue, be like now, or like I'm going in now or something like that, to apply that blue beam, just so you're not baiting them out early. Really nice playing your distance though. Love how you switch to the opposite side. Ooh. Did you see how much damage we took then when we don't need to GA in? Okay, let me quickly go back. We don't need to go in here because obviously our Echo's failed the ultimate. And it's now going to be like, okay, like what's my Echo going to do? She's going to want to try like glide out. Like your Echo is not going to be wanting to go like straight in here. She wants to kind of like back out a little bit. So make sure you're one step ahead of her and just backing off like this, because you GAing in here is the reason why you end up taking so much damage here. Your honor pretty much saves you here, which is really, really great. And yeah, we end up like taking a lot of damage because we didn't what's called. Don't know why I used my GA there. I think it's because you were maybe thinking that your Echo was going to start going in really aggressively. Your Honor's got 2k, by the way. Cool. Yeah, I think it's because you thought that your Echo was going to be going in. But actually, in that point in time, your Echo will not want to be, you know, she will not be basically wanting to go in. Because she's just used her ultimate, she's failed her ultimate. Everyone's going to be, you know, all eyes on me kind of thing. So you'll be wanting to kind of like back off with her a little bit. But your team ended up, you know, winning the fight, which is really, really great, really, really nice. I've been looking, because obviously we now don't have Echo to be our main blue beam. So now you kind of like don't really have a good main blue beam in my opinion with this kind of like thing. So my recommendation would be to kind of like be whoever is spamming out. So right now your Junkrat's probably going to push up in a second and like try and like spam people out with his Junkrat spam and everything. Or like your Hanzo's obviously pushing up now. I think play with one of these guys. You don't need to be like always like pushed up really far. If you want to help people in this room, by the way, that are like really committed, you could play this pillar here just to block out obviously these kind of like main LOSs like this. You can see Reaper racing in. That's probably going to be Blossom. Really nice sleeve. Whenever Ryan does a slam like this, try to focus the people that are further away from his slam. Now, it's very much, it's okay in this scenario because obviously it's a Ramarcha that got obviously slammed at the front. But say this was your Hanzo that got slammed at the front. He's going to get like 2 swings onto him basically, and then he's going to be like what's called like dead basically. So try to help your Junkrat first, just because he has a, basically he has a better chance of survival. That's what I'm trying to say. But so keep going. Damage boost. Lovely damage boost. You can res. Very nice. Obviously just careful of that Reaper. Ping that Reaper for your team so they know he's there. Nice. And I think you end up winning it. So, overall BurgerQueen, really strong, okay? I love how you're using that cancel GA a little bit more. It's really, really great. I want you to kind of like try to get used to using it a tad bit more, but other than that, really, really good use of it, okay? Reses were good apart from that one on the Junkrat, which is obviously to your Valk, which, you know, is not the best, but I feel as though your gameplay got so much better as the game went on. Was this one of like your first games on or something? Because your movement got so much better towards the end of them. It was really, really great. You know, I love how you've been really patient with like your movement, specifically with like the Bastion and the Ilarials and stuff like that. That was really, really great. I'm trying to think, because obviously like there's so much goes on like Flashpoint and stuff like that. Key things that I want you to, you know, now be aware of is I want you to work on your game sense, right? Game sense is something that is like really hard to develop, unfortunately, like, but it, you know, it's something that kind of like comes a lot more with time. So I want you to play more. I want you to play more situations of Mercy. I want you to learn the game more, okay? Like, learn kind of like when a Reaper will be wanting to come in and use his ult. Learn when you know, when like your Echo wants to go in and go out. Try, a way that I really like to do it is put myself into their shoes. Like I do this a lot obviously when I'm playing Echoes, okay? I think to myself, do I want to be pushing in with my Echo here, or is my Echo wanting to back out? Put yourself into your mindset with whoever you're kind of like have your beam on, and think how are they going to be playing and how will they want to play with the HP that they have, okay? Because that will really help you know where you want to kind of like play and do stuff basically. But other than that, it was a really strong VOD BurgerQueen. Just definitely work on obviously those tad bits of movement and obviously position yourself. I think Valk we need to work on a tiny bit, but they were all kind of like for very different reasons. So I think we might look at that kind of like in a future VOD maybe of like your Valkyrie and stuff like that. But I think main thing right now is play the game some more, but play the game thinking how either is the enemy like team going to play or how's like my team going to play, you know? Because like a 4th or 5th game, that's alright, don't worry. Like, I felt as though it took you a bit to warm up. Like, especially, I felt as though your first point was a bit rough. But then once you got to, like, to the 3rd or the 4th point, you were so smooth and so, like, you know, it was a lot more impressive. I really enjoyed that. But overall, like, a really strong VOD. Sometimes use Valk to avoid enemy ults, which is good, do not get me wrong. So we ended up obviously using it to avoid the Genji Blade, but obviously that one I would have used a little bit quicker. Just so we could like help the team and like help pressure the enemy Valk and stuff like that. I would use that one a bit sooner. There was the absolutely unnecessary one to res the Junkrat, which obviously, you know, we talked about. And then there was the one, I really like the one where obviously like you used like the roofs and stuff like that to avoid the visor. That one was really smartly played. But yeah, thank you so much, BurgerQueen. Obviously, you know, let me know if you have any more questions. Once again, thank you so much to everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch that have been watching this. You can get your own VOD reviews, see for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. The channel points are completely free, by the way. You just learn them. You earn them. Sorry, by literally just watching the streams. You just rack it up as you watch more. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye.